Hello everyone, I am Erika of Beadingschool.com and you are watching Coffee Time with Erika, my weekly beady broadcast. Today I'm going to show you what kind of jewels you can make from the newest Beading School Academy Theme Box, the Coral Garden inspired by the beauty and the colors of the underwater world and inviting you to daring to make the jump and discover all the shades and hues that are hiding below the surface. But before I would start showing you the beautiful jewels, please let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me well. I already said hi to Lita, Mary Cecile is here, Joyce, Ginny, Katja, Gemma, Linda, Sherry, Michelle, Jen, Antoinette, Ellen, Rachel. Rachel says, hello everyone, good morning. Hope you are all doing well, enjoying the warmth and the sunshine. I hope you ladies do. I do live in the Netherlands. It means that around noon I left in sunglasses and I was thinking like, why do I need a jacket? And now it's all gray and rainy and my sunglasses are with dioptries. I have to wear them anyway, and it looks very out of the context. But I'm in Coral Garden mood, and I hope that you are too. Thank you so much for the compliments about the necklace that I am wearing. It is Juliana Verdelli's beaded bead creation from the Strong Together ebook that we have published recently. The ladies from the Beading School Treasury were so nice. After I asked, they sent me the big bag containing all the jewels that together with fellow designers we made for the ebook. And now I feel so luxurious because before every broadcast, now I have this amazing selection of jewels that I can wear. And I think this goes so well with what I have on. So it feels like a new world has just opened up. Indeed, this necklace is amazing, and I'm so happy that finally I can look at all the details for such a long time as I wish to. So, yeah, this is just becoming better and better. So, lovely ladies. Lovely ladies, it's Coral Garden time. But before I would show you the jewels, then I would also like to show you a lovely picture that I got on Friday from our team members, Tibor and Darina. Tibor and Darina were traveling to Prague because an amazing bead event was happening there, the Bead Festival. And imagine they met Ruxandra face to face. Finally, Ruxandra was the very first external designer, the very first friend designer we started to build up a connection with. And finally, some of us from Beading School got to meet her and also get to know some other friends, designers. So, lovely ladies, today is first jewels time. And Kim said that it is the second favorite broadcast for her every 2 months, because that's how we are playing with different sources of inspiration, always for 2 months. I find it just enough so I can really explore the shapes that are on my bead mat, really play just enough with the colors that are coming in the Beading School Academy box, but like not too much. So every second month, we are dipping our toes into a new source of inspiration that creates a little word on our bead mats and beyond. This time, coral garden. So last week I showed you what's inside the theme box, and this week I'm going to show you the jewels that you can make. If you have a Fuchsia Beading School Academy membership, the big one, it means that you will receive at least 2 tutorials that you can make from the box, and then you will still have lots and lots of beads, and then you can select little workshop projects from the No One Has to Be Alone series or other designs that you can make. If you are a turquoise Beading School Academy member, then you receive one big tutorial, and you can also bead, of course, the others. Every designer works with her own separate set of components. It means that we always make sure that you are able to create the 2 signature jewels from a Fuchsia Beading School Academy membership box. And then with the rest, sometimes you need to make decisions that which ones do you like the most, or from some jewels you will be able to create a full bracelet, from some maybe you want only a little pendant. It is up to you. Some of our beaders love to get 2 or 3 Beading School Academy boxes, or maybe some extensions, or maybe reach for their own stash, but you will be able to play a lot with your boxes. This is, I dare to say, the most valuable beading membership program in the beading world. It also comes with a storytelling night, with a community, with a mini challenge, with a fun quiz, and many other lovely features. So, in the meantime, Susan said that Ruxandra is one of her very favorite designers. It's not a surprise. Her style is unique and so elegant, and everything she creates is just on a luxurious level. Honey is back, and she said today she received the Fancies and Focals box. Linda just bought a second Beading School Academy box. And Cindy says, oh wow, the necklace is gorgeous. I cannot wait till mine got here so I can start playing with the beads to make some beautiful jewelry. Lovely, lovely ladies. Thank you so much for your enthusiasm about the Strong Together ebook, also about the Coral Garden Beading School Academy theme box. I have to say that the Coral Garden, it's one of the most successful so far. So if you would like to have a second or third box, do not hesitate long. I just shared the link. You can also scan the QR from the screen. But let's get started and let's see the beautiful jewels. So as I said, from every Beading School Academy theme box, you can, from the fuchsia level, you can make 2. From the turquoise level, you can make 1 signature jewel. The signature jewel means that it will teach you something new. It is a bigger jewel. It is something that you will dedicate time to, but also when you stand up from your bead mat, then there will be a new way of thinking, a bit outside of your comfort zone maybe. So the signature jewels are the most magnificent ones from the boxes. But you can see on the picture next to me now is the first signature jewel. So everyone will receive this tutorial. We publish the tutorials gradually, one by one. So they are not yet available in the classroom, but they will be released during the upcoming 2 months. And this is Coral Bee, designed for you by Ruxandra Pushkash. And Ruxi says, this beaded pendant grew from an exploration of perspective and transformation. Depending on the placement of the veil, its silhouette shifts between an abstract bee and the delicate bouquet, giving rise to its double name. At its heart lies a luminous baguette cabochon. For me, it actually looks like a parrotfish, one of the creatures underwater that you can see. Amazing colors, amazing shapes, and I love it that even with so vibrant hues, the yellow, the turquoise, the copper, the purple, Ruxi managed to create something absolutely magnificent. And Sherry says, that is really awesome, Ruxi. Katya says, another gorgeous design from Ruxi. Ariana says, it really looks like a sea creature. And Gemma says, I only got a fuchsia box, but bought all the top-ups to make sure I had enough material to make all the jewels. Today, I will also publish an article containing the detailed material lists for all the jewels that I am showing you today, and I strongly recommend creating so-called mini kits. So for example, you go for Ruxi's jewel, you take the material list, you put aside everything into a little Ziploc that you will need for it, and that is the best way of making sure that you can create all the jewels that you want, and also you know what to reach for if you want to add something extra from the bead shop or from your own stash. So this is Ruxandra's beautiful first signature jewel. And by the way, I am also posting a link to a blog post that dear Ariana helped us to make happen. And this blog post explains how can you create your mini kits. But let's see now the second signature jewel. The second signature jewel was made by me. And I told you that you will want to play with that 18mm cabochon a lot. And this is one of the reasons. So this is a pendant that I beaded with the big focal, and it's called Mugire. This jewel is the second signature jewel, so it means that it's part of the Fuchsia Beadingschool Academy membership. Mugire means below in Latin. And with this jewel, I invite you to think about the balance between daring and keeping yourself safe. Adventures and growth happen outside of our comfort zones, in real life and also in our minds. So when it comes to literal coral gardens, besides the feeling of being truly alive while snorkeling, diving, swimming in the deep sea, there are also so many colors to discover. So Mugire shows you that below the surface, if you dare to jump, then you will find many, many beauties. I promise that they are there, and they are a lot more friendly, warm, and welcoming when you actually see them face to face. I can also switch to my hand camera now, so you see really that's how it looks like. So a little bit different view. And I am also very happy with the back side of how it came out. Super sturdy. And I made it into a necklace using beads that are also in the pendant itself and these extra big coral beads. The 18mm cabochon is held down by pearls, seed beads, bicons, but also I incorporated 4 pieces of the raindrop cabochons that we got in the box. Angelina says the back is as beautiful as the front. Thank you, Angelina. I'm actually very happy with how the back came out. Chantal also likes the back side. Linda says, another beauty, Erika. Thank you so much, dear Linda. You are so kind, and everyone. So another little detail of Mugire. So Mugire is a bit on fire underwater. So this was the second signature jewel, but actually one of the details, it can also be made into a cute little earring or even a bracelet if you like it. So it is a very playful jewel that you can explore as long as you like. I can imagine a bracelet constructed by joining the motifs horizontally, but also vertically next to each other. So it brings you lots of possibilities. So this was the second signature jewel. And together with every Beading School Academy theme, we also have a so-called retro no one has to bead alone. We actually had that already the previous week after the unboxing has happened. And this time it was the Noir. I am really happy that you liked beading it. I also enjoyed it very much. All what's needed is that I need to fix it on a brooch base that I have selected. And then I also designed a fun little no one has to bead alone motif for you. So this is called Invenio, and Invenio means discovery in Latin. And this is a jewel that you will be able to bead with me during a no one has to bead alone session. And why Invenio? Why discovery? Because life is full of revelations. Or caretakers, parents, and teachers, they do their best to hand us a map on how to live our lives well. However, the world is infinite, and generation by generation, we discover new layers, we discover new height, or in case of a coral garden, new depth of life. Lovely ladies, we need to dare to redraw the map, rewrite the rules that we've learned, and embrace the freedom and possibilities that await us after the jump. Invenio is there after jumping into the deep waters of coral garden discovery on your bead mat. Ginny said, super cute, no one has to bead alone. I'm very happy. I don't know what's happening, but I'm so happy with both jewels that I have designed, and I can't wait to bead this with you, dear ladies. Sherry says it's beautiful, and Martika finds the pinks lovely. Let's see what else do I have here. Another cute no one has to bead alone motif that you will be able to bead with me is the blooming reef. And the blooming reef was designed by my dear friend and colleague Zuzi. She says, Reef Bloom celebrates the magical diversity of the underwater world, where every coral branch, tiny creature, and drifting current brings a new combination of color and shape. Soft ocean blues, glowing pinks, sunny coral tones, and shimmering crystals come together like a miniature coral garden in full bloom. I am really, really looking forward to be this with you and with Susie. Belinda says it's adorable. Marlo says absolutely fabulous and so relaxing looking. Love it. I love the layered gecko beads on the edges and the colors, how she pulled it together. It is just amazing. Jessica says, OMG, Susie, stunning. Then we have here another beautiful No One Has to Bead Alone from Susie. So rich shades, such a beautiful shape. Susie says about the velvet ray. Inspired by the graceful beauty of reef fish and flat rays gliding through tropical waters, velvet ray captures the elegance of flowing fins and the curious sparkle of a watchful eye. And again, another jewel that looks like a sea creature. By the way, I did not show you mine on the hand camera, so I will just quickly also go back to that while you are admiring and commenting on Susie's beauty. I wish I could also show that, but I don't have it with me. So this is my Inverno. I also wanted to show the video. This is the back side. And I turned it into a cute little earring. Angelina says, I need these earrings. Wow, Susie. And Kim says, oh, Susie, I'm in love with the velvet ray earrings. She did such a good job again, didn't she? Shanta says, stunning, the velvet ray. Love them. And then we have here a third motif from Susie, also for No One Has to Bead Alone. It's called the Lagoon Glow. And Susie says, Lagoon Glow is inspired by the peaceful beauty of shallow tropical waters where sunlight dances across soft waves and pastel reflections shimmer beneath the surface. And this is indeed such a gentle jewel, while that beautiful cabochon on the top, it also lights it up and fills it with life. We will bead the bottom part during No One Has to Bead Alone, and then the rest will be available separately. So we will bead the lower part because of the time limitation during No One Has to Bead Alone. Robin says, these colors are so amazing, totally unexpected. I may have to make new brighter clothes to go with them. It's so nice if you have the skills and knowledge and possibility to actually make clothes. Wonderful, Robin. Iveta says, so beautiful colors. And Gunnar says, poetic. And Faye appreciates the lightness. Then I have here another beautiful jewel, this time for No One Has to Bead Alone, this time by Oniko. And it's called Polypetals. Oniko says, inspired by tiny coral polyps and the living blossoms of the ocean, gently swaying beneath the waves in an underwater garden. The design features 8 petals, echoing the 8 arms of a coral polyp, hence the name Polypetals. Aniko, I always so appreciate how nicely you choose the names also for your jewels. Very creative, and I can't wait to learn to bezel the rivolis, also using the cradle beads. Angelina says, gorgeous flower design, Aniko. And Jen says, love the soft colors with the vibrant yellow. Then I have here something more with the cradle beads. This is again a No One Has to Be Alone design, and it is brought to you by Giuliana Verdelli. It's called Flower of the Sea. And she says, thinking of a coral garden, I imagined a flower that does not belong to the earth, but is born from the slow breath of the sea. It is made of tiny marine creatures, as if a shallow sunlit seabed gathered itself into a single living form, constantly shifting. And so nice that Juliana is mentioning shifting, because shifting and change and waves, they are part of lives, and we can experience it in a beautiful, calming way underwater. So, Flower of the Sea by Juliana, also brought to you as a No One Has to Be the Long design. Ariana says, another beautiful flower. Martika says, very pretty and creative. Aniko. And Molly says, looks like we're gonna need more cradles. Maybe, ladies, maybe. And then I have here a No One Has to Be the Long from Laura. Just a moment. This is called parrotfish. And Laura says, I love to see all the stunning arrays of tropical fish in aquariums, and it's a treat to see them in nature when snorkeling. And indeed, they are all creatures in the nature are so inspiring, and I love to see how one of the fishes that you can see so often while diving has been turned into this beautiful jewel by Laura. And then I have here Nitti. And it has been quite some time since we have had the opportunity to bead a jewel from Nitti. And for some reason, I don't see it in the list. So I kindly ask you, ladies, beading school ladies, to add Nitti's jewel also to the article. So Nitti's jewel is called Coral Kiss. And you didn't see Laura's design. Do you see it now? No, I'm definitely like looking at what I'm talking about. I will make a reload. Ladies, do you see Laura? Because I was showing it, but for some reason, you still saw something else. Do you see now Laura's design? Yes, you can see it now. And Linda already saw also Nitti's design. So glitch has disappeared, luckily, thanks to the reload. So this is the parrotfish by Laura. And then this is the Coral Kiss by Nitti. And Nitti decided to work with, again, the cradle beads and also some of the tiny subon rhinestones, bicons on the edge, and the coral flowers, imitation coral flowers at the bottom. And I think it came out really, really cute, and I can't wait to bead again a design from Nitti. Then I have here a few jewels for which the tutorials will be available in the Beading School Bead Shop, and you might even be able to receive them as gifts on top of your purchases. This is called a cup of sparkle. And Roxy says, a cup of sparkle features two beautiful raindrop cabochons rising from a structure formed by an abundance of varied crystals and beads that add brightness and depth to the design. Arranged in the shape of a cup and connected through different series of seed beads, these elements create a construction that is both light and secure. And you know, ladies, as a diver, there is such a difference that you can see between two different coral gardens. And the ones that are healthy, that are alive, look exactly like this. And the word what Roxy used, abundance, that is what you see when the circumstances are right and the coral was not damaged. This is it. This is a real coral garden. And I'm so grateful to Roxy that she created this for us. I love how the three rivolis are topped up with the raindrops. Ginny says, wow, Ruxandra. Martika says, such a lovely design, and I love the colors. Then I have an alternative for you if you would like to use the beautiful crystal golden shadow cabochon in the baguette shape. It is made by Juliana, and it is such a neat, sturdy, beautiful bezel. You can turn it into a pendant. You can add, it seems Juliana really likes the tassels. You can add the tassel, but you can also turn it into an earring if you like it. And Juliana says about the Lady of the Sea. It is said that in the shallow seabed, where corals grow like submerged gardens, there was once a lady of the sea. She was not a queen, but a gentle presence made of light and current, moving through the coral reef like an ancient thought. And I do feel that gentle presence in this beautiful jewels. Jen says about Jen says about it. Glad I ordered extra baguettes. And Kim loves the Lady of the Sea. So, ladies, these are the jewels that I have for you for now. And I already have the article for you where you can see that what kind of material you need to create these jewels. So we still need to add nitty. I apologize. We somehow forgot, but please look into the article. I also posted the link. Just going to test it to make sure that it went online. Yes, it went. So this is where you can find all the material lists for the jewels that you can create now. But lovely ladies, I stopped at the word abundance, and Ruxandra's beautiful jewel, where she wanted to show the abundance of all the colors and shapes of a coral garden, really resonated with me. And it's just as beautiful to have, and a very enriching experience, to have an abundance of colors and shapes on our bead mats. So today, oh my god, sorry ladies, I have to stop for a moment. Sherry says in the meantime, the designers have really done a fabulous job. I think I need to make them all. And Marlo says, all the designers are just amazing. So grateful to be a part of this beautiful community. And Molly says, they are all very beautiful designs and the colors go so well together, like a real coral garden. Chantal is asking if there will be cradle beads in different colors. There will be, dear Chantal. But first, before we would get to the cradle beads, might be coming. Let me check. Next week. Before we would expand how many colors of cradle beads you can play with, let's expand the sparkle. Today, while Zuzi, Veronka, Aniko, and me and our friends designers were focusing on creating the jewels, there was also hard work going on in the beading school treasury to bring you that abundance, to transfer that abundance from the coral reef to the possibilities on your bead mat. Today, I am about to show you the first of a new collection. As you know, the Preciosa boxes that we had a few years ago, they are going away. We have a very few left in some of the colors. However, since Rivolis are not produced anymore by Preciosa, then at the moment we do not have the beloved and all-time favorite Preciosa boxes. However, I have for you the Expand the Sparkle collection. And I have for you an Expand the Sparkle collection corresponding the current Beadingschool Academy theme. It means that this box, it contains on one hand basic shapes that we play with all the time, Rivolis in different sizes, for example, but it also contains the special shapes that we need for the ongoing Beadingschool Academy theme, however, in different colors and in colors that you might not find easily. So, lovely ladies, let me introduce you. Expand the Sparkle. And let me show you what's inside in this box. And Gemma is asking for the cup of sparkle and the bead shop. As I said, dear Gemma, these tutorials will be published during the upcoming 2 months, so it's not there yet. When we have the first jewels coffee time with Erika, then I'm introducing the jewels, and then we are releasing the tutorials one by one. So I will now switch to my hand camera. I hope you have a good first impression. It is, as the title says, expanding the sparkle, and I'm so happy that we could make this happen for the Coral Garden Beadingschool Academy theme, because it's truly one of the most vibrant, abundant, and colorful themes we have ever played with. So let me switch to my hand camera. And this is how it looks like. It's a white box, so it means that it is a curated collection, and the shapes and the colors were selected and approved by yours truly. to make sure that everything goes well together with the coral garden selection. I need a little bit of adjustment. My tripod is a bit misbehaving. My camera is a bit misbehaving. So let me show you. This is better now. Also adjusting the light a little bit. Please let me know, ladies, if you can see it. And Belinda has a very good question. Indeed, it does have clothes. So where we need the clothes, where we have the clothes also in the Academy box, we also have the clothes in this box. So we have 55 pieces of cabochons and 24 metal claw settings in the box. And there is one component in it which varies, but otherwise it is a steady collection. I will explain everything. And indeed, it is my new atelier. So this is how it looks like. And it starts already with a gift with an 18mm glass cabochon in Bermuda blue. Beautiful sparkle, as always. So this is an 18mm glass cabochon in Bermuda blue. And this is a gift that everyone will receive with her box. Bermuda blue is, by the way, one of my absolute favorite blue colors since the very beginning when I started beading. And then, well, I start actually with the component that has alternatives. So you will receive either a pair of azure blue or a pair of Pacific opal 9x27mm Aurora fancy baguette cabochons. I have the azure blue, but some of you will receive the Pacific opal. Then I was selecting the colors for this. Then I was selecting on one hand colors that are hard to find and colors that go well with the box that we are playing with. We have 50 of these boxes available, so it is a limited edition box. Everyone receives, by the way, 2 different colors of the baguettes. So either azure blue or Pacific opal, and everyone will receive white opal, ladies. And to make it easy for you, there are also the claws for the baguettes included in the collection. And it is a mixture of Preciosa, glass cabochons, and Aurora components. So all 3 come in the box. I also have here the raindrop cabochons for you that we had in Astral Pink in the box. And there will be two colors also of the rainbow, of the raindrop cabochons. One color is Crystal AB, and the other color, I really, really like it, it's Violet. The colors of the claws, by the way, and you also receive claws for the raindrops, they are mixed. So some of them will be gold and some of them will be silver. And that is random. Then I also have here two colors of the 10mm cushion cuts, fancy cushion cuts from Aurora that we are playing with during this theme. One of the colors is light peach. It's basically, this is a very coralish orange peach color, I would say. And then the other color, it's aquamarine shine. Both of these come in the quantity of 4 pieces, so even together they look amazing. Angelina says that the drops are awesome. I would not be able to agree more. I think the drops are absolutely genius. They can also be used at the bottom of motifs, but also built into the motifs themselves, and so elegant. So here we have the 10mm cushion cuts, also accompanied by some claws, of course. Angelina loved the coral pink cushion cut. And then, as I said, the boxes will also always contain some basic shapes, for example, rivolis, so, or chatons. So here I have for you 4 bags of rivolis in 3 different sizes. I have 8mm rivolis in peony pink. These are also Aurora crystals. And Kim says, wow, look at those together. And I noticed it got quiet on here suddenly. I wonder why. And I've noticed that too, Kim, and I'm always getting a tiny bit anxious when it happens. But actually, usually it's a good sign when it gets quiet here, because usually it means that you ladies really, really like the extras, the sparklies that I am showing you, and everyone is busy clicking in the bead shop. Kim says, I think everyone disappeared into the bead shop. I know I did. And thank you so much for your trust and your sparkly bead order, dear Kim and everyone. I think the peony pink is just amazing. I'm already like beading in my head. Then I have here 2 colors of 10mm Aurora Fancy Rivolis. We do not have 10mm Rivolis in the Coral Garden box. However, the Rivolis are shapes that we can easily turn into jewels, and we always need them. So there are 4 pieces of Crystal Royal Blue. Hannah says I was ordering. Ginny says I already got my box. Thank you so much, ladies. And Jessica says 50 boxes might not survive past today's coffee time. Indeed, like we have a precedent already. I think it was the Preciosa Fancy Bowls, the 6mm ones, when by the end of coffee time there were none left. And 50 is not a big amount. I have to say that's very few compared to what we usually have. but this time, because of the limited edition colors, it was just not possible to get together more of the boxes. And the other color, it's called light coral. I also really like this one from the 10mm Rivolis. We have the Sarah pattern in the bead shop, by the way, for 10mm Rivolis. And with Rivolis, I also simply just love to bezel them with square stitch bezel, and also peyote bezel, and then just add them to some of my designs. So for example, I could imagine, look at this combo. I could imagine creating a bracelet with this motif and then putting in between the square stitch, or probably square stitch, because I would want to calm down the design somewhat. It's a busy design, busy little motif. So I would add square stitch bezeled Rivolis in between the motifs. Then I have here a bag of 12mm Aurora Fancy Rivolis, and this is in blue opal. No, it's sorry, it's in Summer Blue Delight. Angelina says all the colors are fabulous. And Faye says about Sarah, which you can make from the 10mm Rivolis, that it is one of her absolute favorites. Then I have here, since we also play with the 5x 10mm navets in the box, I have here a light jonquil matte color in the box. That also goes nicely with everything that's here already. And then I have a bag of Aurora Fancy Chatons in 8mm size in Pacific Opal, which is just amazing. Ladies, I will finish unboxing and then I will return to your questions. So this is a lighter Pacific Opal shade. Chatons in Pacific Opal. I was very sad when the chrysolite opal has disappeared from Preciosa. So this is not exactly the same, but a similar shade. So hear me, ladies? So, ladies, I think you will need to trust me on this one. That I wanted to show you the very last component in the box, and that is my absolute favorite, and my camera doesn't want to work anymore. I'm so sad. I can at least open YouTube and see if you... I don't know what's wrong. I see the chat finally. So the sound is back, but unfortunately not the camera. I don't know, ladies, what's happening. Both of my cameras have disappeared. So you will need to trust me on this, that the last component in the box, it is indeed the most beautiful. And if you look at the picture next to me of the expand the sparkle box, then you can spot what I have not yet showed you. It is an 18mm glass cabochon in Astral Pink. We haven't had it before. It's beautiful. The colors are so rich, and how the purple and pink and the orange and the little bit of yellow melt together. It is just absolutely mesmerizing. And Ariana, indeed, the big square in Astral Pink, 18mm size. So ladies, I will look back at your questions. Faces, all of these colors are stunning, especially together. Susan finds the colors beautiful. And Sharon, hi Sharon, she says, these are all fabulous colors. I would love to work with them all. And Ginny is asking about the Aurora brand. So the Aurora brand, it is a German brand. The cabochons are manufactured in the Far East. However, a German brand is importing them to Europe. So they are known for high quality. And Marta says, you may need to shut down your computer. All the sparklies were too much. It might be true. And in fact, I even had some more sparklies for you, prepared for you, because the sparkle, Expand the Sparkle, is not the only new addition in the Beading School bead shop, because I think we also need the other beautiful crystals and cabochons in more colors. So for example, for Juliana's and also for Zuzi's bezels, we will need 10mm cushion cuts, and it will be very nice to have some more colors from them, I think. Then we also need raindrops for many of the designs, for Ruxandra's beautiful pendant, for Zuzi's earrings. So if you would like to get them, then you can head over to the new In the Bead Shop shelf in the Beading School bead shop at beadingschool.com, and you can have them in all kinds of different colors. Of course, we will also need more of the baguettes. We have them for the Lady of the Sea from Juliana. We need them also for the sea creature of Ruxandra. So besides the Expand the Sparkle box, which is, by the way, also really worth it because it comes to you at 49 euros instead of the 65 that you would be paying if you bought everything one by one. But besides that box, you can also grab most of the components one by one, including the Aurora baguettes. So here we have also the 18 millimeter cushion cuts in different colors. These are gloss cushion cuts coming to the bead shop. Susan says, my inner magpie has already raided the treasury. So many sparkles. Indeed, this is a week full of sparkle. So lovely ladies, which jewel are you looking forward to the most, and which shape of the cabochons that we are playing with is speaking to you loudest? I showed you the jewels and you can already go through the article. Just Aniko, please make a note and knit this jewel to the article because that one was missing. I'm glad that you are also here with me, so I can already tell you. Thank you so much. So which jewel and which cabochons are speaking to you? Angelina says the violet cushion cuts look incredible. And Jessica says wonderful to see all these new beautiful cabochons in so many colors. And Kim says there is metallic sunshine in the 18 millimeter also. I ended up getting one of those too. Molly says they all look like candy. And Kim is looking forward to making Lady of the Sea and your reversible and my reversible component. The Lady of the Sea is such an elegant one. And I'm also very happy, dear Kim, that you like the pendant that I have beaded. Marta likes the cushion cuts, by the way. And it's so nice to see that everyone likes something else. And then even if we play with the same source of inspiration, then the result will be very, very different for everyone. Anita says the raindrops are so intriguing. And Marlo says they absolutely look like candy. I'm so glad you said so, Molly. Lovely ladies, thank you so much for spending your time with me today. Kim says, I fall in love with the seafoam green baguette. It is beautiful indeed. So lovely ladies, thank you so much for spending your time with me today. On Thursday, I'm looking forward to bead with you. No one has to bead alone. No one has to bead alone tutorial. It will be one of Susie's this time. She's already busy drawing. So tomorrow I will learn how to bead it, and on Thursday I can bead with you. Jessica is asking if any of the boxes are still left. Let me see if we still have boxes. I'm also very curious. I will find it out for you quickly. Just one moment. I'm bringing it up for myself in the bead shop. Nearly there, nearly there. Oh, I think the boxes might be gone. Really? I think the boxes are gone. So, Jessica, it seems that I have to say no. By the end of the broadcast, the Expand the Sparkle collection from the Coral Garden team is gone. Lovely ladies, thank you for your enthusiasm. I kindly, if you've missed it or if you would like to have more colors, then I kindly advise you to go for the new in the bead shop category and select the colors and shapes that you like one by one. There is also an 18mm aquamarine shine cushion cut waiting for you. So, oh, let me quickly screen share because this is so worth it. My screen is not working also. So we have bundles, we have amazing colors. We have violet blue cushion cut. We have metallic sunshine. We have aquamarine shine. We have the raindrops in aquamarine, in white opal, in metallic sunshine, in blue zircon. Sorry, not blue zircon, in emerald, in fuchsia, in denim blue. So many beautiful colors, ladies. And Gemma's asking, were there so few? We had 50 boxes. Because of the limited edition colors, this was the best that we could make happen this time. So 50 boxes cleared out in less than an hour. Thank you so much, ladies, for loving Coral Garden. Thank you so much for your enthusiasm. Thank you so much for your company and see you on Thursday. Bye-bye. Happy beading. Take care of yourselves and take care of your loved ones.